A shadow of doubt. Archbishop's handling of abuse case sparks outrage. Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, leads the Church of England. He recently admitted to mistakes in his handling of the John Smith abuse case. Smith was a lawyer who worked with Christian youth groups. He is accused of abusing many boys. Welby learned about these accusations in 2013. However, he did not immediately report them to the police. He also gave money to Smith's missionary work. Welby's actions have angered many people. Victims of abuse feel betrayed by the church. They believe Welby should have done more to protect them. Some people are calling for Welby to resign. They say he cannot lead the church if he made such serious errors in judgment. They feel his position is untenable. In an interview, Welby said he regrets his actions. He wishes he had met with victims sooner. He also said he should have investigated the accusations more thoroughly. Welby claims he did not know how bad the abuse was. He said he only found out later. Despite the controversy, Welby refuses to resign. He says he wants to stay and fix the problems in the church. He wants to make sure abuse never happens again. Some people support Welby's decision. Others believe he should step down. They say a new leader is needed to bring real change. Victims demand accountability. Calls for resignation grow louder. John Smith's victims are speaking out. They want Archbishop Welby to take responsibility for his actions. They believe his failure to act allowed Smith to abuse more boys. The victims feel deeply let down by the church. They want justice for the suffering they endured. One victim, Andrew Morse, is leading the calls for Welby's resignation. Morse was abused by Smith as a teenager. He says Welby's inaction protected Smith. Morse believes Welby's resignation is essential for the church to heal. He says it's the only way to show victims that their voices are being heard. Despite the pressure, Welby and the church are standing firm. They say Welby is committed to making things right. They insist he is the best person to lead the church through this difficult time. However, critics argue that his presence is a painful reminder of the church's failure to protect the vulnerable. A pledge to reform. Can Welby rebuild trust in the wake of scandal? Archbishop Welby has publicly expressed remorse for the church's failings. He acknowledges the pain and anger felt by Smith's victims. He calls the abuse horrific and a stain on the church. Welby promises to reform the church's practices to prevent future abuse. Welby has outlined steps to protect children and vulnerable adults. These include better training for clergy and staff. He also wants stricter background checks for anyone working with young people. Welby promises to listen to survivors and involve them in the reform process. However, some people are skeptical of Welby's promises. They have heard similar pledges before. They want to see real change, not just words. They argue that the church needs a complete overhaul of its culture and systems to truly address the issue of abuse. A church in crisis. Smith's legacy of abuse leaves lasting scars. The John Smith scandal has shaken the Church of England to its core. It has exposed a culture of secrecy and a failure to protect the vulnerable. The scandal has damaged the church's reputation and eroded public trust. The church is now facing a crisis of faith. Many people are questioning its moral authority. They are angry and disillusioned by the church's handling of abuse cases. The church must now confront its past mistakes and work hard to rebuild trust. The road to recovery will be long and difficult. The church must acknowledge the full extent of the abuse and support survivors. It must implement meaningful reforms and be transparent in its actions. Only then can it begin to heal the wounds of the past and move forward. Thank you all for tuning in and listening. Kindly like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel at The Viral Loop Rider to keep you updated with happenings and trends around the world. Please stay safe and keep your young ones safe from abuse.